Ready.
Okay. Good evening to everyone who is watching us again. We are Cristel, Gabriela Calderón and Jairo Hernández Palomeque. And today we are going to talk about this new topic, which is observation. Remember, when you want to write a literature review or a research proposal, you need to think about the context and what would you like to do? What would you like to write, investigate, and those things. For this is divided into classroom-based and laboratory-based according to our topic. The classroom-based is more observational. For example, you are the researcher and you are in the classroom observing the students, how is their behavior in the classroom and making it a fact. Do you remember when you observe, you make it a fact? And then we got the laboratory based, which is more experimental. And according to Holstein, you have a better control of your variables. You can manipulate them. And remember your control variable, which is the students, the type of students. Then we have the conducting classroom observations. The first one, obtrusive observer. When there is an interference in your research, but not exactly like a control variable. For example, is when a student get distracted. But yeah, we are talking about variables. Yeah, uh, there is an interference, and you need to observe what is happening with a student. Why he or she is not paying attention. Then we have the Hawthorne effect. Do you remember, Jairo, when we were in the classroom 2 or 3 months ago, and then some people get into the classroom and they started to take some photos of us, like if we were paying attention or reading books. Do you
Yes,
remember
yes.
that? Yes,
Yeah, that was good.
according according to Brown and Mayo, that's the Heaton effect because one day when they wanted to make a research, they went to a company and then their work started to be more positive. Like the productive or the workers were very nice, were very good at that time. So uh, the depending if some people can make an effect in your motivation, in your effectivity. In that case, the workers were very positive, but sometimes that is not the case. Some people get maybe shy or something like that. It's depending. Then obtaining permission to observe. Well, you need to talk with the major or the director of the school, and then with the teacher or the instructor of the classroom. Um, that's important because the teacher can organize its time in this case. Then the objectivity and subjectivity, the purpose of your research. But you need to specify to the major or to the instructor what is the purpose of your research. And then debriefing the instructor. Well, you give them results or you can ask him or her if the group is always like that, is if their behavior is with that frequency, or if it is not, and something like that. And then we have a tally sheet from Noonan, uh, which is a description of observation schemes. Um, he created a table and he put the points and then he wrote a score for every point from a scale to 0, from 5 or to 10, depending the researcher.
And then we have the classroom research, okay, observations in the classroom. It was the origin was in United States in 1920s and 1930s, and researching a class with students and the professor. And there are different types of classroom. We know that we are virtual classroom, presential classroom. They are different, okay? Then we have the classroom observation. This provides different information than the survey. It's an observational method. Okay, we have the participant and non-participant observation, where the researcher take part into the observation and were not in the non-participant. Then we have the structured and non-structured observation. And the structure is that what we are doing. We are doing our research before going to the participants, before we go to the classroom. And the non-structured observation, if when, for example, you go to a school and there you choose what you want to investigate. You want to investigate about the students, about the professor, the methods, and things like that. Okay. Then we have the observation schemes that we can choose from different instruments, but they will need to be adapted to research. Okay, here we have two main methods to recording events. The first is the event sampling, and the second in time sampling. The event sampling is record a category every time that it happens, that it occurs. And the time sampling is record a category every 30 seconds or a minute. Then we have the video recording classrooms that it can replace the need for real-time recording. Okay, we can have the video and check it later. But there are two particular formats that the investigators, the researcher, sorry, has. One, the literal blind spots, that the camera can focus only one thing, only one part of the classroom, and the second one, the distraction caused by the camera. Okay. And the last part is strength and weakness of observational data. The strength is adding structure to observation by means of using observation schemes. This makes the process more reliable and produces results that are comparable across classrooms over the time. And the weakness is that only only observable phenomenon can be observed. Okay, that's important. But in our research, that's something that we can check.
Well, that's all from our part. Thank you so much for watching us and hope to see you later.
Goodbye.